Welcome back to episode 2. We're really excited.
Yes.
This is Megan,
This is Ashley.
and we are
In-laws.
in crime.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a wild one today. We split it this time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the first half, and then Megan's gonna wrap us up on a local man from Tyler that his name is Chris Mccuin. And
I'm saying it right.
yeah, I hope so.
We discussed it, but we're pretty sure it's
Chris Mccuin. We're pretty sure. Anyway, so let's just jump right in onto the monster that Chris Mccuin is. So, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot about Chris. And I did find that he was born around 1983 and he lived in the Tyler area. And he was, from what I can tell, probably a fairly normal child growing up. But when he hit 17 years old, he really kind of spiraled. And
things went awry.
yes.
Yeah.
And he was hardcore into drinking, and he started building a horrible arrest record. So when he was 17, it would have been the year 2000. So between 2000 and 2008, Chris was arrested 11 times for various things of driving while intoxicated, aggravated assault, multiple driving violations. Yes, robbery. Thank you. Yeah, he was really had a lot of theft. Robbery ain't that. Same.
Yeah. Robbery theft.
Anyway.
It's modest.
Yeah. So anyway, he was arrested for a million times. And that's not his only interactions with the police. He had multiple interactions, but these are 11 actual arrests. Yes.
Yeah.
He was.
They knew of
They knew of him, and he was they stated that he was
pretty violent.
Yeah, a violent individual. And another thing that he always got caught with was he never had a driver's license.
That's another thing too. When we started researching this case and stuff, his record was pages long.
Yeah.
And so when you find out what he did, what he ends up doing, sometimes you're just like, how was he still out and about?
I don't know.
And
I don't know. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, which is probably why he could never renew his driver's license.
Which granted, his once again, his record was very lengthy. But what he ends up doing, I don't think
nobody saw that coming. So
all right, let's hop right into this.
Yeah. Let's hop right in. So at the end of 2007, Chris would start dating a girl named Jana, who was originally from Austin, Texas, and she moved here with her family. And for a hot minute, she went to school in White House, but then transferred over and finished school at John Tyler. Back then, it was John Tyler, which today now is Tyler High, I believe.
And she was born in 86, right?
Yeah, she was our age.
Our age.
Yeah, so she graduated from Tyler High in 2004, which is, when we graduated. Yeah, so awful. So she was running around Tyler at the same time.
Yeah,
we were. Yeah. So, anyway, so they hadn't dated very long, and later on, neighbors would report that they would hear Jana and Chris constantly fighting. Like, they would fight in the house. Neighbors could hear them screaming at each other from inside the house, and then they would also take it outside. And so anyway, and which is wild to me because their dating history was so short. We're talking like 4 months.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of threw me off too.
It was toxic already.
This poor girl only, dated him for a hot second.
Yeah, a couple of months.
Yeah,
is all that she did. But before we dive too deep, let me talk a little bit about Jana. So like I said, she was originally from Austin, Texas, and she graduated. Yeah,
I don't know.
I found it in her obituary. Anyway, but yeah, so she graduated Tyler High, and where she was a star dancer on the drill team. Friends said that she had a great sense of humor. She had dreams of traveling. She was clearly well liked and well loved, as evidence on her MySpace page. Oh, MySpace.
MySpace.
Mine's probably still floating.
I know, mine is too.
My little emo pictures.
When I was looking at that and just the word MySpace came up, I was like, man,
It just hit you, didn't it? Yeah.
I can't remember do you remember you had a song?
Oh, yeah.
And I wish for the life of me.
I'm sure mine was like something from Simple Plan or
It was some sort of
maybe Avril Lavigne, maybe. Who knows?
more.
Yeah. Yeah. Something.
It's
I actually tried to find mine not that long ago, but I couldn't find it. I don't even remember what I had.
One of my friends, she was able to recover her MySpace.
Really?
And I wish I could.
Yeah. That would be cool. A little blast from the past.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Anyway, so unfortunately, the worst decision Jana made in her young, beautiful life was that she got involved with Chris Mccuin.
Yes.
So, January 5th, 2008 is when things took a major spiral for Chris and those around him. So it's not sure that if he had a complete breakdown, and maybe you cover this in yours, if there was a toxicology report done or not.
No.
I don't know if Chris had just a complete mental breakdown or if he was on drugs and had I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So, okay. So
no, that doesn't, I don't think everything because we got the records and stuff, and there wasn't anything in there, I believe, about toxicology on him or anything. So yeah, he just went off the rails.
he really did. So at 1:30 a.m.
A bad hour.
1:30 a.m.
Good happens at 1:30 a.m.
No. And so he showed up at his friend Brian's house and didn't stay long, like just chatted for a minute. And his friend Brian noted or told police that Chris was
Do we know how old he is?
at this time he's
Yeah.
25.
20.
Sorry.
Okay.
So fast forward to 2008, he's now 25. And yeah, so his friend Brian noted or told police that Chris was clearly out of his mind or on something. He didn't know what, but he was not acting normal. So the next events that kind of roll out are a little unclear as to kind of what happened first. But we do know that Chris ended up driving over to his estranged ex-wife's house, and he knocked on her door, and her current boyfriend at the time, named William, answered the door, and Chris Mccuin immediately tried to attack William. And William was able to fight Chris off and slam the door closed, but not before Chris stabbed William in the leg. So this happened in front of Chris's estranged wife, Valerie, and Chris's freaking young daughter.
Like 4.
Yeah. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Because apparently he was there and was causing a huge ruckus. Like he was banging on windows and stuff before he actually got to the front door, I think. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
You did. Well, I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So when William slams the door closed, then Chris goes around to each window trying to see if he can shimmy a window open to get in. And yes. And so in the meantime, now William's caring for his leg. Valerie's panicking, trying to call 911. And luckily, when police arrive, Chris is still on the property. Unfortunately, when he sees the police pull up, he jumps in his truck and takes off and is able to evade the police.
What was he driving?
He was driving a truck. Okay. So then another event that we know while he's having this either breakdown or whatever. Oh, that's another thing. William told police that he's like, that guy was definitely on narcotics. He was out of his mind. So then now we have 2 people saying Chris was out of his mind on something.
Yeah.
So the next event is that Chris goes to Jana's house. And I would assume he just asked her to come outside to talk, because when her mother told police that she walked out without her purse, without her phone, and without shoes.
Yeah, I know.
So
he had to just like called her
and said, "I need come talk to me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lured her out somehow.
So unfortunately, this would be the last time that Jana's mother ever saw her.
Yeah.
And so
Anyway,
so this is kind of where it got a little fuzzy. Like the police weren't sure.
Because I know Ashley's past relationships and I know my past relationships before we met our husbands, and they weren't the best.
Yeah.
And so I can totally envision myself, one of my boyfriends when I was younger, calling me and like, how everything was so dramatic back
Oh, it was
that young.
Yeah.
And so I can just totally envisioning myself getting a late night phone call from your crazy boyfriend and walking out just expecting to like calm him down and then go back to bed, or like have a bit of a tiff or whatever and be like, geez, like what's the fight going to be about tonight? And then, and you're at your house. Oh, anyways, yeah. I just put myself in her shoes so easily. I think that's why it's so sad.
So here's where the because we've all dated the bad boy.
Yeah.
Right? We all did. We all made the mistake.
And if you haven't, good for you.
No, I married one. Not my current husband. No, not my current one. I have an old one. I have a previous one.
Yeah. Let me clarify. I should preface that.
Sorry.
Not the current.
Sorry, honey. You're great. Love you. Anyway, but we've all dated the trash at some point. So this is where the police weren't sure what happened first. They weren't sure if William and Valerie were attacked and Jana was with.
Yeah, they don't know which.
Right. They don't know which happened first.
Yeah.
Either way, what we do know is that Chris took Jana back to his parents' house to where he brutally beat and murdered her.
Yeah.
And what ultimately ended up killing her was a blunt force trauma to the head. And then he loads her back up in his pickup truck and covers her with like clothes and blankets and buries her in the back seat.
Yeah.
Which to me, this shows like some sort of consciousness that you're wrong.
Oh, yeah.
You're hiding the body. You ran from the police when you stabbed your estranged wife's boyfriend.
Yes.
And then, so you were wrong because you're evading the police.
Yeah, you ran away.
And then now you have a dead body in your car and you cover it up so it's not seen.
Yeah.
So you're, something's there.
There's no balance. Like when people go these psychotic breaks, like where's that line where they know what they're doing and then they don't know what they're doing?
Yeah.
But I think with his criminal history and stuff, I think that just, I don't know. I mean, he knew what he was doing. He definitely knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
It's not like he was a stand-up citizen and then all of a sudden snapped.
Exactly.
He was not a stand-up citizen.
Who was not? Anyway, so who knows how long he drove around with Jana in the back of his truck, but in the back seat, no less.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was awful. And I will say one more thing, and maybe you cover this too, that this just asshole carved his name right into her abdomen.
Forgot about that.
Carved his name into her abdomen. What?
I forgot about that detail.
Yes.
And that was in the police report.
It was. Mm-hmm.
So
okay, I'm gonna let you take it on from here. I'm gonna pass it on to Megan and let her wrap it up.
Oh, well. So we know he has Jana's body in the truck.
Yep.
We don't know how long he was driving around, but he eventually goes to his mother's house where he lived currently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he eventually makes it back there. I couldn't figure out how long, or like, I couldn't figure out how the timeline happened with his mom. Because what we know is he's back there. He hadn't been back there at that house for a while because of what they discover. But eventually, Angie, which is Chris's mom, and her boyfriend, Chris tells them to come outside or come to the truck, which is parked in the garage. And he tells them for them to come out and look what he did. Look at what he did. So they go out there, I'm sure not thinking they're going to find a dead body, which they do. Chris's mom obviously takes off running and flees the property. And I gathered she flags down a call, Tyler PD, and reports what she finds. From that point, when Chris tells her and she takes off running, Chris goes back inside and makes a 911 call. And reports to the dispatch there that he has murdered his girlfriend and has proceeded to eat her. Yes. Yeah.
So, and I just want to say, like, real quick, but before you get into the whole deep dive of him eating poor parts of Jana,
yes,
is that, like, I feel like how it was written that he almost showed his mom and his stepdad or her boyfriend almost showed Jana off as like a trophy or something. Do you think it was like a bragging, like, oh, look what I did?
Come on, guys.
Yeah, look at what I did this afternoon.
Also it's an art project.
I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's coming down and the guilt hit him. The reality of what he did hit him and he felt the need to confess. I don't know. But it was just weird.
Yeah. Or, he went too far.
Anyway. Okay, go ahead.
So he calls and reports this. So obviously all of this happens and Tyler PD and the SWAT team end up at that house. Chris is still on the phone with a Tyler officer, PD, and they're trying to coax him out because he's barricaded himself in the house. And SWAT team is there. They circle the house, and eventually it didn't really give us an amount of time that he was in there. But I don't think it was very long because he ends up coming out and they arrest him. So they put him in handcuffs and they're walking him over to a police vehicle. And Officer Middleton, shout out, was searching Chris and reached in his pockets and pulled out what looked to be flesh with brown hair attached to it.
Oh, I forgot about the hair detail.
So they put that into, I think they said a brown paper bag because I'm sure that was quite shocking to pull out.
That's what I would imagine.
So do that. They put Chris into put him into a police vehicle. And so the cops, turn back to the crime scene and they're trying to make sure that the crime scene is all secured and everything. And they start hearing glass breaking. Because this person, Chris, has now kicked out the rear passenger side window of a police vehicle trying to get out. Kicked it out. Now, I don't know about you, but a window?
Yeah.
You have to be on some shit to get a window out, a car window out. And I feel like police officers, I don't know how they were back then, but anyway, so he kicks out the window. Luckily, they were right there and they opened the door and pulled his butt back out and put him in another vehicle and drive him to, that's when they transport him to the jail, the Tyler jail. Okay, so when officers end up going into the residence, Chris's mom's house, they find a freaking horror scene.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine, obviously police officers deal with the crazy crap all the time. But I don't think you ever expect to walk into a house and find what they find. So they walk in there and they notice that there is some pots and pans on the stove and an array of things. There's blood everywhere, knives, all kinds of stuff. So they find what looks to be flesh in the pots boiling, and different cut up flesh in the refrigerator, I think it was. And we kept seeing it kept popping up in like different articles, which we have the police report. But so just preface that we got the official records, which that wasn't that, and the records weren't that much, but we kept reading in articles that they found an ear boiling in one of the pots, which that wasn't in the police records, but we saw that multiple times on different articles that we were reading. So take that how you will. There could be or couldn't be.
Well, and just to go back on what Megan said, that there's not a lot on this case anymore because they only hold on to evidence for so long. And since this was in 2008, and I mean, now we're in 2025, they destroyed a lot of it. So there wasn't a lot for them to share with us when we requested the information.
Yeah. But anyway, so they walk in and find all of that. And they obviously just start, they found the baseball bat. I believe it was in the back of his truck. And, come to find out, they're pretty sure that's what killed Jana, the baseball bat to it. I believe it was her forehead. So they find all of this evidence and obviously, secure the scene and start processing it and taking pictures and stuff. So back at the jail, they obviously search Chris a little bit further. And they proceed to start pulling out more skin from his pockets. And they kept saying flesh. They kept, sorry, I'm getting out how
the same, like it just just flesh. Yeah.
So they kept saying flesh. So I'm just imagining chunks of flesh,
literally,
of his pockets, and they noted that his jeans were covered in blood. So the officer that's doing this, searching him and stuff, and Chris is standing there. Chris says, quote, "Can I have my food you pulled out of my pocket? I am still hungry."
Yeah, that just like when I read that, like I could have just vomited, to be honest with you.
And it said Q record scratch. Because what?
My God.
And so the deputy was like, "What food? The food you pulled out of my pocket?" The deputy pointed at the human freaking flesh and asked if that's what he meant as the food. And Chris said yes. I would have vomited right there on it.
Yeah, I know. And like, I know what you're saying, like that our police deal with so much, but cannibalism?
I know.
Like, that's just wild. Like, no.
Cannibalism.
No. Check.
Video.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I mean.
Yeah, even as an officer.
Unless.
Like you're not.
Unless cannibalism happens more often than I realize. I mean, yeah. I can't even imagine. Poor officers, what they deal with. Thank you for what you do.
Probably say that.
Yeah.
So anyways, Chris says yes. That's what he was talking about. So they continued on processing him. I'm sure after they all kind of gathered their wits about them again. They took his clothes and everything for evidence. So there was a gag order placed on shortly after this all happened. So that's another reason I think we don't have a lot to go on, because the judge, I think, locked everything down pretty quickly because of, the magnitude of what Chris did. So,
yeah.
But before that gag order was placed, one of the investigators told a reporter that when they questioned Chris on why he did this, he, of course, pulls out almost every freaking...
This pisses me off so bad. I know.
God made
me. The Lord.
The Lord told me to do
that.
Don't bring the Lord into this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a hint. That wasn't the Lord.
Yeah. That was not the Lord.
Disgusting. No. That was not the Lord.
Good God. God forbid it ever be the devil that leads you to that kind of crap. Okay. Yeah.
Nothing pisses me off more. So, anyways, and I did put, that wasn't the Lord. My spear, Chris.
The Lord doesn't do that.
The Lord doesn't promote cannibalism.
Yeah, exactly. Or drugs.
Or drugs. No drugs. Okay. So once again, there was a gag order. So a year has passed now.
I know I did it. I know I did it too.
Tea for time. We made notes after our first little thing that y'all probably just watched, the intro. And if you haven't, go watch it. But we made notes on ourselves, and hitting the table was one of them. So I apologize.
Yeah, I did it too.
The camera.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry for those that are watching and not just listening.
Sorry. And if you're taking notes, share them with us.
Yeah. But be nice.
Yeah. In a nice way.
Yeah.
Okay. So a year has passed. And the sheriff's office, so Chris is still in jail. I think he was in there for like a $2 million bond.
Okay.
I think.
Well, we don't want him getting out.
Yeah. I mean, it was either 2 or 4. I can't remember. Cases mixed up. But anyways, he was in there for a lot.
Good.
Millions.
Good.
Yeah. So he's still in there. It's been a year. He's been in jail. And the sheriff's office officers at the Smith County jail found Chris in his jail cell unresponsive one day. They start CPR immediately, but he was pronounced dead a short while later at the hospital. So that his body was transported to Dallas for an autopsy. The autopsy results of Chris was that he died due to an overdose of a medication that he was prescribed, Seroquel, an antidepressant. So, according to the medical team there at the jail, they theorized what probably happened was because in the jail, apparently they make them take their prescription in front of a doctor to make sure that they take it. Somehow, Chris was able to fake swallow his medicine, and when he got back in his cell, he would spit it out, I guess, and keep it. So he hoarded a bunch of Seroquel and then just overdosed on it. Which, what a coward.
Do you think, okay, I'm with you because he faced no judgment. But do you think that maybe like having this time to sober up in the jail, that maybe like he just couldn't live with the guilt anymore?
I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know. Like looking back and reflecting,
and it was haunting his butt.
No, I do too.
I hope so.
Little ghost Jana.
I bet she was.
Yeah,
because I know I would.
Yeah,
I know I would. But anyway, so he took the coward's way out and committed suicide.
Yeah.
So, and that's that, which sucks because you really want justice for Jana's family and friends, because once again, everything that we found, like the quotes and stuff about Jana, people would call her Jana Banana.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what she was known for in school. I actually had a friend that knew her in school. They weren't like close, but they kind of ran in tight circles, you know, small towns and whatnot. And she remembered her, and she remembered that they all called her Jana Banana. And that's heartbreaking because what a sweet little innocent name. And she was 21. She had a whole life ahead of her. Yes.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Please.
Dreams of traveling. I don't know. It was badass, I'm sure.
But anyway, so he took the coward's way out, and that's probably a lot of the reason why a lot of the records were destroyed, because they're like,
yeah.
So
true. Yeah, there's not a lot on it.
No. So, you know, looking back though, when we were looking at different quotes about Jana and Chris, obviously, you know, Chris's record was just pages long. And the few things that I read about Chris, you know, the neighbors, or what quotes were on the articles that I read, they would say that he was just normal, you know, young buck.
Yeah.
Running around kind of every once in a while causing trouble.
Honestly, I read somewhere that he had a great sense of humor, which may have
what is funny.
Yeah, which may have drawn Jana in, right? I mean, a guy that can make you laugh, right? I mean, who doesn't love a sense of humor?
Yeah. But his mother, I'm just going to read the quote that she said. And Chris was a good person who liked to smile and laugh a lot. He had good attitude and personality, and I don't know what happened that night to push him over the edge to do this. The Chris who did this was not the Chris I knew, and he has said he is sorry. So Angie, his mom, said this before, obviously, he committed suicide. But, and that comes, and, you know, Chris's mom, bless her heart, you know, she probably, I mean, you never think you're raising a cannibalism. Or, yeah, cannibalism.
Right.
A cannibal.
A cannibal.
What was I saying?
Words are hard. It's okay.
Hard. Especially when it's on your second episode.
Yeah, true.
So, but anyways, Chris's mom probably, you know,
we don't want to think the worst of our children. We don't. And of course, she's going to remember the good things. But there was also a side to Chris that was awful and ugly.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't just, I mean, Megan and I have gone our whole lives without an aggravated assault charge.
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
no.
So yeah. So yeah. So I think drugs and alcohol were definitely this spiral for him started the spiral for his just being completely unhinged and out of control.
And I think that a lot of that has to do with, you know, which this is going to probably be a running theme on this podcast, is nature versus nurture. We don't know how Chris was raised. By our accounts, he was pretty normal up until 17.
Yeah.
So, what boy isn't?
You're right.
I mean, but where is that weird line?
Yeah, what happened?
Like, what the hell happened? Obviously, I grew up in a very small East Texas town. And, you know, we did a lot of drinking, and, you know, there was some that did drugs.
I mean, it's normal to experiment a lot, you know, and kids dabbling in high school or sneaking dad's beer or even hitting the liquor cabinet. Like, these are normal things, but like,
where is
but the extreme that he went to, and maybe it's just as simple as there was some sort of addictive personality trait in his family or something. I don't know. Or that.
Let's be honest.
Or that. Because so I did a dive onto drugs. Because I honestly, I don't know much about them. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I literally, please delete my Google history if something ever happens to me. But I literally was like Googling, like, is there a drug that makes you eat people? Like, or like, what drug makes you do? Yeah.
Cannibalism is not effective.
Yeah. Or what drug makes you do extreme things? And there was, you know, everything from meth to bath salts to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but then when I kind of was on the same thinking wave as you, because what is that drug? What is that drug right now that's coming across our border and just waves?
Oh, fentanyl?
Fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's a big thing. But I don't think fentanyl was a thing back then.
I don't know. Probably not now.
Well, not educated.
No, we don't know. But yeah, but I would think, well, meth, we know from having talked to Steve, our father-in-law, meth is huge in our area, unfortunately.
Where I
Yeah. Yeah. And I did read that there's something called a meth rage.
Oh, yeah.
And so I learned a little bit about that, I'm not saying that's what Chris did or that's what he was on, but there is such a thing as a meth rage. So.
And this has been Drugs 101.
Not a very good 101. Don't take notes.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well.
But that's Chris Mccuin.
That is Chris Mccuin. And we want to remember Jana for who she was.
Yes.
And one of the fun quotes that I found, I just wanted to read from one of her friends. Fashion heels, stilettos, and big purses. I mean, that was her house, her big tote, said Jana's friend. I never heard anybody say a bad thing about her, said another friend. She could just light up the whole room when she walked in without ever saying anything, another friend said.
These are all MySpace posts, right? Too?
I think so.
Or maybe on her obituary.
Yeah, something like that. But so this one kind of hit. We wanted to cover this one, I think, because, she would be our age today. And, we've pretty much all of us have dated some crazies.
Yeah.
And she just, for some reason, got a really, 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 really bad crazy.
Yeah.
And he took her life.
Yeah.
So that's that. Chris can,
yeah, he literally can.
And cannibalism isn't cute.
Yeah.
Cannibalism isn't cute. Why is cannibalism hard to say today?
I don't know. Sorry, Megan.
Anyways.
Well, thanks for coming back for episode 2. Hopefully you'll come back for episode 3.
Yeah.
So Megan is handling episode 3, and I am so excited. Megan has been doing so much research.
And I picked a long one.
Okay, well, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It doesn't have cannibalism in it, so this one gave you the creeps.
This one's creepy.
Yeah, it's
This next one will piss you off.
Because, and didn't they say in the report, like, they found, I'm just like circling back, but didn't they find like pieces of like her face and her shoulder and her back? Like there were chunks of skin missing. Yeah. That he just sliced off and then
again carved his name
and boiled in Angie's pots. Yeah. You throw it all out. You can't sterilize that. No. Well, they're probably still in evidence unless they've been destroyed.
But
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay, well, thanks guys. Come back for episode 3. Yes, be a good one.
I'm excited for it.
Yes. And follow us we started our socials.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't released these yet, but in the future, when these are released, I think we're shooting for October 10th to release our first 3 episodes. But follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow us
on Facebook, and everything is In-Laws in Crime.
Yeah. You can just get on there, In-Laws in Crime, and it'll have our little logo on there.
Yeah.
But we try and post a lot on there for updates and stuff. And also like, subscribe,
share.
Do it.
Support your local girls.
Yay! If you want to hear more crime. But anyways, so we'll see y'all on the next one.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.